What's up guys, this is Matthew. Welcome to another video. In this video I want to show you how to use L'Hopital's rule to find the limits. First one is limit of sine x minus cosine x over x minus pi over 4 when x approaches pi over 4. So that's going to be sine pi over 4 minus cosine pi over 4 over pi over 4 minus pi over 4. Sine pi over 4 is root 2 over 2, root 2 over 2 divided by 0, which is going to be 0 over 0. It means that we need to use L'Hopital's rule. The derivative of numerator is going to be cosine x. Derivative of negative cosine is going to be plus sine. Derivative of x is 1. Derivative of negative pi over 4 is 0. So we have limit of cosine x plus sine x when x approaches pi over 4. That's going to be cosine pi over 4 plus sine pi over 4 equals to 1 over root 2 plus 1 over root 2, which is going to be 2 over root 2, which is going to be root 2. So that's going to be the answer. Let's see another example. Limit of cosine x minus 0.5 over x minus pi over 3 when x is approaching pi over 3. So that's going to be cosine pi over 3 minus half over pi over 3 minus pi over 3. Cosine pi over 3 is 1 over 2 or half minus half divided by 0 is going to be 0 over 0. So we are able to use the L'Hopital's rule. Derivative of cosine is negative sine. Derivative of negative 0.5 is 0. Derivative of x is 1. Derivative of negative pi over 3 is 0. So that's limit of negative sine x when x approaching pi over 3. It's going to be negative sine pi over 3, which is going to be negative root 3 over 2. So that's going to be the final answer. Let's see another example. Limit of negative x minus pi over 2 times tan x when x is approaching pi over 2. That's going to be negative pi over 2 minus pi over 2 times tan pi over 2. That's going to be negative 0 times tan pi over 2 is infinity. 0 times infinity is going to be intermediate form, so we need to use L'Hopital's rule, which is going to be limit of negative x minus pi over 2 times sine x over cosine x when x is approaching pi over 2. The derivative is going to be negative sine x plus negative 1 times x minus pi over 2 over sine x that's actually cosine x over derivative of cosine x, which is negative sine x. Then we sub it there. It's gonna be negative sine pi over 2 minus pi over 2 minus pi over 2 times cosine pi over 2 divided by negative sine pi over 2. That's gonna be 1. That's the final answer. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please leave me a comment if you have any question and I'll get back to you as soon as possible. Thank you for watching and have a great day.